The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network. This is Vince Russo's The Brand.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny the StarMaker Bolin, Maya Spongeshits, Spongeshit Squarepants, and Jason and his fucking cat. Jason Marshall, new host of the Bowling Alley. Look at that, the cat's ready to leave already. I told you, he was calling that cat off screen, folks, like the cat was going to come to him. I said, that goddamn cat ain't going to do anything. And sure enough, he had to get up. Now the cat's sitting there. Yeah, I was planning on being on the show the whole time.
No, I'm
world's coolest cat.
I had a phone call with Ken Shamrock earlier today, and I was afraid he was going to screw it up by crying at the door.
Shamrock hate cats as bad as I do.
I have no idea.
In his house right now, in there, Maya.
Yes, my cat Fart is.
Yeah, Spartamus, who lived here for about 2.5 weeks, finally got comfortable on his last day, and then he had to move back upstairs. And he just came in tonight. Or did he actually come in?
Yeah, he came in.
He came in only because there was food. And when I saw his tail over in the background there, I knew that Maya's cat was hungry. Because it's never volunteered to come in here on its own accord. It's either got to be freezing to fucking death and is borderline a cat popsicle, or it's hungry. And tonight was possibly a little both, about 39 out there. But the cat was out there when it was 4 degrees.
Jason, what's your cat's name again?
My cat's name is Mr. Kitty, because we're not planning on having a cat.
Creative, Mr. Kitty.
Well, the reason it's
Doggy. What's your dog's name? Doggy?
No, Wolf.
Gabrielle used to have a dog named Pooch. Do you remember that?
No.
They used to go out on the porch back in the 70s.
Porch and Pooch?
They used to scream, Poochie Wooch! She didn't tell you that?
No.
I have a picture of Pooch on my Facebook.
I don't think I do. Maybe that's why I divorced her.
My wife and kids always wanted a cat. I never wanted one. And a little kitten was astray around the house. And my kids started to play with it. It would come over every day. And so she wouldn't get attached. I called him Mr. Kitty because I knew if I gave him a name, we'd end up keeping him. And then I got attached, and now we ended up keeping him.
Yeah, only heartbreak would follow if you actually gave the cat a real name, like Mr. Cat. His name is Kitty, so he wouldn't grow up.
Have you ever put your cat in a hat?
Yeah, we have many pictures of him in a lot of my kids' dolls' hats.
Oh,
Mr. Cat in a hat.
You know what's really crazy? I took a picture of him one day. I don't know why we're talking about cats, but
well, he was laying in the middle of the floor. You almost stepped on him. I was yelling, "Wipe your feet on him!" And oh my God, get your cat, Jason, please, can you hear me? Get your cat. And I'm going, shut up. We're only because we've already done one that sucked that we don't know if we're ever going to air. The fans are wanting to see it. And now we might be, all right, we did another one. It sucked too.
Tuco's already disgusted by the whole cat talk.
Yeah, he's not here to hear about cats. He's a superior animal. He's a superior beast.
I swear to God, this happened.
The world's most famous cow and dog. He's Tuco.
My cat fell asleep in a paper bag one day. I took a picture of him so I could send it to my wife.
Cats are stupid.
And it just so happened, I swear to God, I did not mean for this to happen.
You mailed him to somebody.
No, it was a paper bag that my wife got from a Chinese takeout place. And he fell asleep, and the way it was positioned, there was a fortune cookie right next to his head.
It said, "You're dead."
I thought, man, this was the most unintentionally racist picture I've ever taken in my entire life.
Is he a Siamese cat? What did the fortune cookie say?
No, he's a
I don't. I'm just stupid.
Asians are stereotypically portrayed as eating cats.
Oh, I forgot. Well, Lena's never mentioned of eating a cat, and she has a pet dog.
They don't eat cats. It's just a stereotype.
Oh, it's a stereotype.
You know, when Gabby's dog died, Dave told her that she went up to the Vietnamese dog heaven. Remember?
Yes,
the Vietnamese restaurant in heaven.
I actually do remember that.
Yeah. That took quite some explaining.
Just in case this show don't last long, and it doesn't appear that it will. Good friends Dippin' Donuts up there, in case it's one of those 8-minute shows. We are going to make one adjustment to the bowling alley that we're going to try to stick to. Vince Russo has convinced me that if these shows, any of our shows, go over an hour, that people lose interest or they see how long it is and they just either take a pass or don't watch it very long. He says through his studies, the shows do much better if we keep it between 45 and 55 minutes. So that is the timeline we're going to try to stick to. We'll see if his theory works. We'll do 5 shows his way. And because normally I don't give a shit. We just talk till we're done talking, and then whatever it is, it is. And that's worked for me for the better part. This is the season 14 part 2 premiere, possibly. We'll know when we're done. We got some interesting topics to talk about because we had nothing last night because our co-host was so scared of getting fired. He didn't want to interrupt. He didn't want to have anything to talk about. He didn't dare interrupt. He knew his place. He's heard me talk about knowing your lane. Did Jeff Lane know his lane? As he did. So, and then of course we had 2. One wore his hat backwards. I don't mind hats, but wear the damn things the way they were intended. The bill was on the front for a reason. And only Maya gets a pass because her bill blocks the view of me when she sits in this seat. So Maya gets a pass. And plus, she's actually kind of cute with her hat backwards. None of these other dumb fucks have been cute with their hat backwards. So that's why we don't go there. But I can tell by looking at you, Jason. I don't know you. I never know you visually. I never laid eyes on you till recently because you wouldn't buy a webcam. You strategically and very smartly never had your picture posted on the internet anywhere. You had a artist rendition of that thing of a logo that you had for your show. We ate all our cookies or whatever the name of that show is. And but I bet you're a backward hat guy. I can see you out in your yard raking the gravel that the state brought in for you. And I can see you out there with that hat backwards, just raking gravel like a crazy man.
That is true. I'd love to wear my backwards hat. I usually have a New Jersey Jets jersey on, which is very easy for me to say.
I bet you don't. Bet you don't.
9 times out of 10, I do. Today I don't. Today's laundry day.
Jersey Jets. Who are the New Jersey Jets?
The New Jersey Jets are what they call the Jets in New Jersey. They're actually called the New York Jets, but they're from Jersey.
One logo. There you go. I love.
They need to be arguments. They need to be known as the New Jersey Jets.
They've never been known, and there's that.
They should be.
They've never been known as the New Jersey Jets. You can't show me one logo.
No, I can't, and that's a travesty because they're not from New York. They're from Jersey. Jersey doesn't even have an NFL team. They should because they have one from there, but
they don't call me Kenny the King Constantine because that's not my fucking name. That's why you will never see a logo that says Kenny the King Constantine. Got a nice ring to it. Maybe the people in Constantine, Alabama would like that. But it's not real. And neither's the New Jersey Jets. So you will never, ever on this show be seen wearing your goddamn hat backwards because it's instant termination. Automatic.
Mr. Constantine, hold on.
Wearing a New Jersey Jets shirt because they don't fucking exist.
Well, before we get too far off topic, Mr. Constantine, I'd like to talk about a man who does wear his hat.
That's King Constantine to you, sir.
I'd like to talk about a man who does wear his hat backwards.
I'm changing my name tonight. King
again.
Well, the feds are getting close. Mueller's about done with his shit. And I think they're turning their attention to me.
It just came out.
So get us on topic if you would.
It just came out this week that Enzo was fired amid rape allegations. He
was fired in the middle of a rape.
No.
Was Vince in the room?
I'm sure if he was fired in the middle of it, it would turn him SAWFT.
Oh, you're just so talented. And you're yeah. I can't spell soft because he spells it wrong. Oh, good. Take over, Maya. Say something.
All right, so who did he allegedly rape? Did they say, or is it several victims?
Did you hear about this? Suppose her crazy bitch who has a YouTube video out about how to fake a pregnancy. And on top of that, she's been in rehab 8 or 9 times for having a lying addiction. But yet, here we go. So go ahead. I've seen
according to her, when she came out on Twitter about it, she said something about being in, I don't know the proper term, but getting mental health care for 45 days.
Yeah, being in rehab.
Right after it happened, which,
Oh, okay.
you know, that's not a laughing matter, but at the same time, I'm not sure that
No one
helps or hurts her case, you know.
Oh, two guys laughing his ass off.
As a matter of fact, Chris worked in the mental health field for several years. A lot of people think he was a patient, but that's not true that I know of. He told me he was going to work. But he did wear a strange looking white jacket from time to time that he seemed to lose the ability to use his hands. Could be something to that.
So she was in rehab for 45 days, and then she declared that she had been raped, or how does she know him? I'm sorry, I'm like very confused by all this.
Yeah, the details are out there, but I'm not exactly sure of the timeline. I don't want to put too much out there without having it right in front of me, but I can bring it up real quick.
I'm hearing today, Christopher Evidence-Based Bolin, as he likes to be called, brought me some other evidence today. Not alternative evidence, but the evidence.
Alternative facts, please.
Yeah. Well, we have alternative evidence over here, and apparently he wasn't fired for the accused rape because let's face it, if a girl who has been in rehab 8 or 9 times for a lying addiction has a YouTube video out on how to fake a pregnancy, there has to, you got to give some level of protection to Enzo and hear this thing out on both sides, which we never heard a peep from him. I didn't.
Well, was he fired or was he suspended?
No, he's fired. He's done.
He was suspended initially. Earlier Monday morning, he was suspended, and then they came out today saying he was fired because he was backstage at Raw 25. He had a shirt on at Raw 25 that said, "Today is the best day of my life" on the front, and on the back it said, "I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings."
Well, he spent too much money on that shirt, apparently.
Not a good time to wear that shirt.
He should have saved that money.
Hey, he found out what tomorrow brings. It got him released.
He did find that out. But no, the girl, I watched the video, and just from what I know about body language and coming from a family of professional liars, well, no, not professional, because none of them ever made a dime from it. They just enjoy doing it. And the body language tells me that there's a lot more to this story. Was he in the room? Did he do it? Probably. Did she ever yell no once? Who knows? A very questionable character. Very questionable. And even though I know from what people say Enzo can be a douchebag, apparently he forced her into sex saying, "Come on, girl, I have over 1 million followers on Instagram." That sounds like something he would say. Whether he said it or not, I don't know, but I could see it. But she talks about her yelling no and no and no, and he pitched her in the bed and she passed out, but she doesn't know how long. But when she woke up, he was still having sex with her. From what I've heard about Enzo, I would say she must have been out at least 30, 45 seconds. Could be my guess. And so I don't know. It's sad that it came to that. They say that they were looking for a reason to get rid of him anyway.
Yeah.
Because of how much heat was back. But in OVW, when somebody had that much heat, we just took them off television and said, "Hey, when you learn how to play ball and follow the rules, you can get your ass back on TV."
See, that's what I don't understand. They seem to have trouble with all these people. There's like
and then
4 million other marks behind them going, "I'm just as great."
Yeah.
And they want to be on TV too. Why don't you just get rid of someone?
And then they feature, well, here's the reason, Maya, is because out of all these, what the fuck is going on? Is Cal chasing that goddamn cat?
He keeps fucking with me with the tennis ball. I had to.
Oh, well, no, you don't have to.
I had to. He was biting me in the leg.
I was really hoping you were asking if he was chasing my cat.
Well, we're liable to see Two Cow cut through the living room any minute. If he does that, he is the world's most athletic dog to go along with the world's most famous. Because you're in Dayton, Ohio, and I'm in Louisville. So if he pulls that off, he's it.
I'm sorry.
I don't know who.
I didn't throw it this time.
I don't know who irks me more, the dog or her, because all she's got to do is put the goddamn ball in her pocket. And then in his mind, it went away. He doesn't know. Well, I guess he wouldn't know where it is because she'd probably put a dog biscuit in her pocket with it. So let's see if we can control you two. And because he's putting on a hell of a show in the background.
I'm trying to take the ball from him. He's very agile, very fast. So I'm still working on it.
He's an athlete. He's an athlete.
He's
and there he is.
And
there he is.
Now,
he's coming down Jason's steps as we speak. I don't know. Did you leave your door open or has he got a key? Maybe he
I think
stuck
he's
his
got-
toenail in the door.
It's right on his collar.
So yeah, I feel I like Enzo as an entertainer. He was a lot of times the only reason I'd even peek at Raw is just to see what that goofy fucker did. He wasn't like any of the others. He never really gave a shit how much heat he had in the back.
Remind me, is he the one who was turning down one of the bigger wrestlers who was hitting on him? Is that him who said I don't like big girls or something like that?
The big female. Well, they ended up kind of almost hooking up. What's her name?
Is it
Nia
Nia
Jax?
Nia, no, not Michael Jackson. It was Nia Jax. Not Nia Jackson, Michael's large
Michael
sister.
Jackson may have been feminine,
Not
but he was not big.
Not Michael's Samoan sister. It was not her. Janet got big for a while, but not quite that.
I got a
large.
question, Jason. Who do you think was more influential on music nowadays, Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson?
I'd have to say Michael.
Who do you think is more famous, Michael or Janet?
Michael.
Who do you think is better?
Well, I got to say I have a pretty well, not nowadays.
I
but
think
I
mine
used to
is
have a pretty
totally
big crush
different
on
issue.
Janet
And we normally try not to talk about music on here because it
No,
leads to Chris
no.
coming
This
out
is
of
not
the
about
blue.
music. This is
Okay.
about bashing somebody. So answer the question, and I will continue the bash.
I had a huge crush on her when I was younger. I don't really find her attractive nowadays, so that's going to
Well,
skew my opinion, and I'm going to have to go with Janet on the last one.
Janet is the better one for you. Chris
Yeah.
is convinced that Janet is vastly superior to Michael Jackson, more important to music, was more popular. He's insane.
I'll tell you this: I have.
That's what he said. I thought that
That is what
he
he
said that Janet was more popular and would be if she hadn't got sidetracked than Beyonce.
No, he's saying that she's more popular than Michael and that she's better than Michael.
Well,
and that
even
she's more influential to music.
Well,
nowadays.
even I've said he's an idiot if he's saying that because that's just not even
He
remotely
also
true.
could not believe that the, let's say, younger people don't necessarily know Janet Jackson as much as they know Michael Jackson. Like me, for example,
I would say that's true.
I did not know Janet Jackson until I was 18 or 19, and he was just appalled. I cannot name you a single Janet Jackson song. Have you ever
Well,
heard
you
a Janet
can
Jackson
because
song?
he's played you 30 of them. So I know.
Yeah,
still-
like I said, when I
I'm
was
all
younger,
right.
I had a big crush on her, and I bought a lot of her
on
CDs.
the radio, though. You hear Michael all the time.
Well, she's 80,
She's not 80.
75.
Yeah. As far as that goes, on the radio, I can't tell you the last time I heard
Donna
a Janet
Summer. That
Jackson
was Donna
song.
Summer hit on the radio from her On the Radio album. On the
She's
radio.
80.
She's also dead. And you quit counting after you die. So I've heard. Mal Bolin, 78. No one's going to accuse her of being 86. It would have been her 86th birthday coming up in 8 years. But no, you quit counting once you pass away. So I've been told. I'm 57.
All right, let's get back to this rape shit. It's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
talk about rape.
Maya loves to talk about rape. Poor son.
Or we could talk about the controversy going on around Seth Rollins. I don't know if it's a controversy. I just heard somebody bring it up, and I thought
Well,
something we
it
could
should
talk
be.
about.
It should be. There's a big steroid scandal going on, and apparently the guy who got arrested and was caught for this big steroid deal down in Florida, the first name he dropped was what's his name?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. That's the guy.
I can't believe I know this shit. What's wrong with me?
Roman rein it in.
But see,
And,
the problem I have with them bringing that up is there's no context to when Roman bought these. So it could have been when he got busted the first time.
Actually,
That's your hook to let him off. There's no context as to when he bought it.
Well, I'm not the
What
biggest
was the
Roman
Trump
Reigns
campaign?
fan. I'm just saying if
He does right.
he did,
though.
he has bought them before, and he's admitted to buying them because he got busted with them. But
Mhm.
he could be talking about something that happened a long time ago. I really think that it's a non-issue.
Well,
I
no,
think
it's
story.
really-
I think it's something we can talk about. I just
It's
don't
really-
think it's going to lead to him
When
being
was he
punished in any way.
When was he busted the first time? Do you guys know?
About a year ago, maybe something like
Yeah,
that.
right about. He disappeared from television and had to drop the title real quickly, and
Vince
I
made him
say
apologize to the entire.
because they had him lose on the anniversary show real conveniently last night. When he was in the ring, I said, "Well, you can see this victory coming a mile away."
Yeah, but at the same time, I heard he's going for the title at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, and I don't think they want him going in as Intercontinental Champion. And you
No,
don't
when
want
did-
him to lose that belt too close to WrestleMania. So right now is about the best time they can take it off without tarnishing him going into the big fight.
when he was busted for the first time, they took him off TV. They took one championship, but he was still under contract, right? He wasn't fired.
Yeah.
No. You get 3 shots.
He was still okay. So you get 3 shots.
Third time you're done. This is his second.
Which tells me it's all bogus, because if you found out that somebody's only good at their job because they take a drug and you have to get them off that drug, are you still going to keep them around? Fuck no, they're going to be a bad employee.
Well, if it was actually a performance enhancing drug, the way it is viewed in baseball, football, basketball, and various other, even though you almost never hear this shit in basketball.
I mean, technically it is. You do have to lift other guys.
It's
not a fight, it's a dance.
And
still.
it does make you look better. But like they said, me and Russo had this conversation the other day. Does anyone give a shit if Mark Wahlberg takes steroids, or The Rock, or whoever? No one gives a shit now. And they shouldn't really give a shit in wrestling, because it just makes you look better. And then you have the option of whether or not you want to go that route, just like in Hollywood. There might be 25 actors that don't want to take drugs to look better, but there might be 25 to 50 who do. And you have to decide what you want to do. But if it's not an actual competitive sport, I could give less than a rat's ass what they take.
That's something I was going to bring up, is getting plastic surgery is about as much of a performance enhancing drug as taking steroids in that profession, because it's based on how you look.
Can you imagine how much criticism men would get if they all of a sudden come out with the penis extender, and you could go in and surgically and have your penis extended by 3, 4, 6, 8 inches? How much criticism would men get? But when women go out and get boob jobs, they're rewarded. They're put up on posters.
They're not always rewarded.
Well,
I had to get a reduction to help my back.
No one gets bashed for getting a boob job anymore. And the girl that sits by me, who's blessed with real ones, of course, says, well, no, they all get bashed. No, they don't.
They don't all get bashed, but it is a running joke. And apparently a vast majority of men bitch about it as well.
Yeah, find me the man that ever turned them down.
Hand me the phone. Let's go through. I can tell you lots of men that would turn down. But
they all say they hate them. Not one of them's ever turned them down.
Okay,
including
men wouldn't turn them
yours
down,
truly.
but men wouldn't turn down a hole in the wall.
I don't prefer. I turn down holes in the wall all the time. I also turn down sap in trees. I've done it,
but never a glory hole in the wall.
I don't hang out where you hang out, Jason. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
But I mean, as soon as you get a boob job, you kind of are a whore. So I mean. Be honest.
Sorry, Marissa.
I mean, everybody assumes that you're a whore. I don't agree with that at all. I don't give a fucking shit. But I think that a lot of people, especially women, will start talking about them like they're whores. Let's think about sex.
Let's say you were born Asian. You've seen all 7 to 8, 9, 10 of my girlfriends, and none of them are actually really blessed in that department. Really. Let's say you're like them. Is that anything that you would consider? I say, knowing you the way I know you, Maya, you would not
consider one
a boob job.
No, I mean, personally, I wouldn't, but I don't give a shit about boobs. I'm pretty much gay, so. But I think that
pretty much.
But I think that there's a stereotype
every guy
too.
she ever met.
Not true. I've never tried to fuck Jason. Okay.
You haven't met him yet.
He's cat a few times.
Oh, you'll be looking pussy when you go there. I have no doubt about that. The ghost
fortune cookie next to him, and I'll be eating pussy. All right.
The ghost of pussy's past is what we're going to deal with here. Well, this show almost is as dirty as yesterday's show. So, good God. The ghost of pussy's past. I'd watch that movie just to see what it was about. Cats. Yeah, kitty. But now the Asian girls, for whatever reason, do not seem to be blessed in that department. But plastic surgery is a big thing in the Philippines. And all you got to do, if you see a girl in the Philippines with big tits, they immediately know they had plastic surgery. At least in America, there might be doubt.
And tell me exactly, what would Lena say about that? She's fake teddy bear. She's fake bitch teddy bear.
Fake ass bitch teddy bear.
What I tell you?
But then, Lena don't know a shitload about many topics, but boy, she can ramble on about plastic surgery, what all's involved, the injections,
how you have to take care of it,
the 90-day upgrades. I mean, she went off on a tandem one day. For a girl who has no intentions of ever having anything plastic done on her, she knew a shitload about it and pretty much calls them fake ass bitches. She noticed some fan of mine who was obviously fake in many areas. And why you like that fake ass bitch, Daddy Bear?
I rest
fake
my
ass
case.
bitch, and she just went off on them.
I rest my case.
On what?
On how
that Lena knows a lot about plastic
how
surgery.
women are portrayed when they get a boob job.
Well, Lena portrays them as that, but
a lot of women.
Yeah, but Asian girls especially, because it's a dead giveaway. At least in America, there could be doubt. If they're perfect, then forget it. They're fake. you can look. Howard Stern has talked about.
I just bought you a brand new knife, right?
Yeah, I'm just hoping you don't know where it's at, because that's a sharp fucking knife. Sharpest one I've had in a while.
I'm an angry fucking
All right, other than Maya, rarely does a girl have perfect tits. But other than Maya, see, I'm not supposed to even notice on you. You're my daughter-in-law.
Let's skip this topic. Let's go.
Can we? I'm actually. I actually don't want to talk about big perfect tits today. I'd rather move on to something else. I don't even want to talk about pussy
Jason,
no more.
You're the worst host.
We already moved on from it. I tried to talk about Seth Rollins bringing back
what
the
a
curb
dirty
stop.
way for you to get
And we went into Roman Reigns, and now we're talking about boobs.
What a dirty way for you to get 2 shows under your belt. This is a crock of shit. You just want to
talk about my tits,
yeah.
you motherfucker.
You just in 2 days, you want to tie the 2 other fucks that I got rid of. And just to know you won't be the worst host of all time. I liked it better when you said you quit 2 days before we started. Then you would have been the worst.
Bad because I got a couple of YouTube comments saying that they were looking forward to me taking over as host, and we make a really good team. And now I feel like I have really let that guy down.
So somehow you saved your ass today by interviewing Ken Shamrock. Just give me a taste of that. Bring up my name, by the way.
Oh, it's already
how highly I spoke of him.
No.
What the fuck?
After last night's show, I didn't know if we were ever going to talk again.
I got you on Russo's network, and you won't put me over a little bit to my old buddy Ken Shamrock?
After last night's show, I didn't know if we were ever going to speak again.
Well, now we might not. What about my buddy Dan Severin? Have you talked to him lately?
I need to get a hold of him. I was going to talk to you about that. You said something about wanting him on the show.
I'd have really liked to have had Kim Shamrock on, but you fucked that up.
He was on my show. I worked 2 months to get him.
You have a show?
Podcast. Yeah, it's We Don't Have Cookies. It's available on Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, XM's Spoke app, and soon it's going to be a skill on Alexa.
Oh, so he's putting himself over, but he won't put you over.
Yeah, won't put me over. Yeah, thank
you.
you, Maya. Maya rarely takes my side, but even you buried yourself to Maya now.
I was wondering when you were going to stop my cheap-ass plug, but you just let me keep going.
You know, she wanted to meet Ken Shamrock, and you fucked it up.
Kim Shamrock?
The guy that he wouldn't put me over to today. Well, actually, it's Ken Shamrock, but I thought you might want to meet Ken Shamrock, his porno name.
Kim Shamrock.
It's a film he did with Stormy Daniels. Or is it Stormy Davis? I don't know which. Stormy's making good money. She's on the independent scene, heading around to all the strip bars, making big money. And I guess basically says, no, I didn't fuck Trump. I mean, that's the only reason they're going to see her. That's and she's got an article where she talks about how they fucked, where they fucked, and how often. But after the hush money was given, she's now saying it never happened. So which one of these corners of the lion bitch's mouth do we listen to? The one where she wasn't paid hush money, or the one where she was? Was that on your topic list? We've talked about so much other porno-related items today.
We could talk about how he kissed Jenna Jameson once.
Ox and Shamrocks. And talked about all that.
We're so family.
If Jeff Lane is editing this show, good luck. Or the other one, good luck.
I don't think they want to touch the other one. I thought about just letting that go on my YouTube channel.
Well, you don't have a say in it. It's my show.
What's on my YouTube channel?
You trying to pull a power play and show two? You trying to pull a power play and show two?
Kenny, I'll for your show, but you're too much of an idiot.
You know what, Kenny? I think we're going to have to let you go. The bowling alley's me and Maya now.
No, I'm done. I'm just
getting fired from your own show.
That's what I get for talking about my tits.
This is what a hostile takeover feels like, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they go. Maya, would you grab me a mountain screw?
Do you have any here? I brought some Pepsis.
Oh, did you bring me some Pepsis in?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
All right. Yeah, I've got a cold Mountain Dew in there. Never mind. I've got my mango tea here, so I'll pull through.
Mango tea? Where'd you get that from? That looks like pineapple.
Well, Kroger.
Oh, it's not actual
the packet
tea.
Shit. That's the packet shit.
Of course. For a second there, I thought it actually had any nutrients. Like,
yeah, there's all kinds of nutrients in it. Whatever you imagine is in here.
All right, what's the next topic? What else are we going to bash?
What else we got?
I heard somebody talking about how they thought Seth Rollins bringing back the curb stomp last week was racist because they brought it back on Martin Luther King Day.
Okay.
Of course, most people are familiar with the curb stomp from the movie American History X. Mm-hmm. And it has been renamed the Blackout, which is what it was called in NXT.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never heard that, and I've never watched NXT, so I would not have even known that.
I think people are reading too much into it. I can see how you would take it that way, I guess. But I don't think they did it to be racist.
I think the Blackout should have been. Who was that real big black man? He's dead now, but he wrestled in the WWE, and he wrestled like in a garbage bag, it looked like. Who am I thinking of there? King Mabel?
Yeah.
Trust me. I would call the Blackout if King Mabel went to the top rope and landed on anybody, black, white, Chinese, whatever. That would be the Blackout. It's this giant blob of black falling on you. And because he wore a black hefty bag, more or less, as tights. I never quite understood that.
I would call it that even if he's white, because by the time the guy that size gets in the air, you ain't going to see any light anywhere.
What color he is, but yeah, he was a very large man. I wouldn't have wanted.
Oh, yeah, he was.
That would. It seems like I've heard somebody had a move off the top rope called the Blackout. Maybe it was him. I don't know, but I've heard the Blackout, but not renamed the curb stomp or vice versa.
Who was saying that the curb stomp was racist? Was it anyone specific, or was it on Twitter?
I heard him talking about it on Peter Rosenberg's show.
Oh, the Peter Rosenberg.
Yeah, I heard him talking about it on there. It's the first I'd heard about it. And I thought it'd be something interesting for us to talk about.
What's on your ottoman over there? Is that a big orange pillow, blanket?
That looks like a Magikarp.
It's an Ohio State blanket.
Oh, it looks orange from here, so I guess it's red.
Yeah.
But then again, I have the tenant, and that still looks orange.
No, it still looks orange to me, too.
Still looks orange.
Well,
when you buy shit cameras. You got the same one I got, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you buy shit cameras.
Well, that's got to be, I don't know, it's a bit of an exaggeration to say that it was racist. I've never heard
I think that's pushing it a bit too.
There's lots of things in the wrestling business that are racist that no one is addressing, but this is an issue.
Well, you opened this can of worms. Name 3.
Jay Best at OVW. That is the most
racist
shit.
No, we said wrestling. We said wrestling, and you also followed that up with OVW.
Jay Best, a very professional African-American indie wrestler,
right,
who has received nothing but racist-ass characters of, I believe, stealing shoes, eating fried chicken, being uneducated.
Yeah, he did do a lot of that. Yeah.
And I'm sorry for Jay Best.
And they portrayed
the wrestling
this
business, but why do you go back to that?
They had another one. Is Chris, you still in the house?
Yeah, come in.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you close the door? Because there's a very cold draft coming in. There you go. Who was the wrestler that got his powers from drinking grape Kool-Aid at OVW?
Oh, that was before I got there. But yeah, there was a character who would become superpowered when he drank grape, as they called it, drank.
Yeah, he drank the grape drank.
Racist as fuck.
And that was when I was there. And but you know what? I think we had the decency to do that.
Raul did steal the tag team championship the first time he ever won them. They didn't win them; they stole them.
And he stole your shoes as well, right?
Yeah, but that was just a joke. So that wasn't racist.
Yeah, we had the decency to do that, I think, on the sub show, which was DCW, was the Grape Drink show. I don't think we did that on real OVW TV. The secondary show, which was the developmental show for the developmental. And it was called DCW, and I was the commissioner of the show and pretty much had to go along with this shit. But yeah, the Grape Drink, but it was a black guy doing it, and he wanted to do it. So, he came up with a gimmick. Because in DCW, they wanted to see if the guys could come up with their own shit or not. And that was what he came up with, that Grape Drink gave him superpowers. And if he was getting his ass kicked, he'd crawl over to the ring, get his gallon jug of Grape Drink, suck down about a quarter of it, and then all of a sudden he'd whip everybody's ass. So
I'm sorry. That's a joke you can make somebody who's woke and aware of what they're doing. You can make that joke with your friends. But if you make that in front of wrestling fans who are majority-wise low class and white trash, you are...
Sorry, guys.
I would say no offense, but I do mean offense.
You low-class racist pieces of shit. You to tune into this show.
If you look at the demographics, you will find...
Well, not my fans. My fans are educated. They come from all over the world. I have very few white people that even follow me. Well, unless you count those Alabama guys, but other than that,
unless you count those 98%.
Yeah, the other 98%, just pay no attention to them. What do they know?
You just can't make those kind of jokes in front of people who obviously seek to hear that kind of shit.
Yeah, and it's like what Donald Trump does now. Once it comes out of his mouth, it's okay. You know, when you say there's good people on both sides, well, now the KKK is blowing him, and oh yeah, Trump agrees with us. There's good people on both sides. No, there's no good people that are white nationalists and think that because of the color of their skin makes them better people. And that's not being anti-Republican. That's being anti-racist. And I've said on here many times, you are who you stand by. And if you stand by people that agree with that, it's difficult for me to want to have anything to do with you. And that list is getting thinner every fucking day. So now that I've ran off a few more people, and I've noticed every time I retweet something horrible about Trump, I'll lose. I think I've mentioned this on other shows. I'll lose 3, 4, 5 followers. You'll just see them just go away. Also on Facebook. But then once that tweet gets out there a little bit, then 8, 10, 12, 15 more take their place. So it's addition by subtraction is what it is.
Let's get back on topic.
I almost sound educated. I almost sound educated the way I said that. Addition by subtraction.
What are your thoughts on the rumors of Fox buying the WWE?
I guess if anybody's got enough money to do it, I guess they would. I don't see Vince coughing up majority. I mean, they might buy into it. I can never see Vince coughing up 51%. I just do not see it. When did this rumor come out? Because really, you dropping this on me today is the first I've heard of it.
It came out.
Apparently, it's not really trending big on Twitter. I've been on there a little bit today, and I didn't see any of it.
It came out about a week ago. I've seen a few articles
going on, but nothing on Fox buying WWE.
Yeah, I've seen a few articles last week about it.
Was it on the Peter Richardson show?
No, it came out around the time that Disney bought a lot of their products out, and now they got a lot of money, and they kept all the Fox Sports channels, and they're looking for programming to put on there, and apparently they're really interested in Raw, SmackDown, and tribute.
Doesn't Raw and SmackDown have an extensive contract with USA? I mean, is that about?
It goes to September of 2019, and today Stephanie McMahon said that she's hoping to announce announce who they're going to be signing with sometime in the spring or summer of this year.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but Fox probably is coughing up a lot of money just because they sold The Simpsons and a lot of other shows right now. I mean, things are changing right now a lot. Hulu just bought most of the Steven Spielberg shows like Pinky and the Brain. Fox just sold The Simpsons, and I could not be more heartbroken because they are on season 29. Not enough. And I have a feeling just because Fox was so loyal to The Simpsons, they kept it around even though the numbers have gone down, unfortunately. I have a feeling Disney will not keep up with it, which breaks my heart.
That would be sad. They've been around for a long time.
I mean, as long as the McMahons are in control, I mean, what does it really matter where the hell it's going to be seen at? They might have some more dollars to play with. I mean, they've done away with pyro, for God's sake, and they didn't even have pyro on the 25th anniversary show. And now we've hit it. That is something I've never been more disappointed. An anticipation of something that I just knew that they couldn't possibly fuck up the 25-year anniversary. And I've never been more disappointed than when I thought Judy Koval was going to cough it up on the 3rd date and I had to wait to the 5th. I've never been more disappointed than that night. And there's that cat. The cat's head is just peeked into the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I love that cat.
We'll scare
Mr. Kitty.
And I know damn well the cat can't hear you. I don't think he can. Kitty. Hey, little kitty.
Oh my God.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
There comes Tuco.
Meow, 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 meow. Yeah. We was going to do Cake by the Ocean in our cat voices, but we'll save that for the 3rd show that won't air.
We had this plan when he still had his cat, Sylvester, who ran away, and something is dead. Something is still terrorizing the neighborhood at 19 years old. He used to lay on the desk, and he used to lay right in front of the microphones, and it used to look like he was actually singing into the microphones.
Yeah.
and we wanted to get underneath the desk and sing in meows.
Yeah, we would meow certain songs, but Cake by the Ocean was the one we mastered.
He started meowing it, and he said, "My God, this song is made for cats."
It's a new segment on the Bowling Alley called Kenny Okey.
Kenny Okey, yeah. So yeah, the cat's a little shy. He's just kind of peeking his little head out, just letting everybody know he's around. Two Cow, we just not giving him proper room tonight? He kind of wants
He's
up
laying
here.
on his bed.
Oh, is he on his bed?
Yeah, he's looking at us like he's very disappointed.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, he heard you mention him.
Come on, Black Chris.
Black Chris, that's a racist.
It's not racist.
Hi, Black Chris.
Oh, gross.
He's just a little baby.
Thank God he doesn't do that with White Chris.
He does do that to White Chris. I've seen him do it.
You.
Oh, me? No,
Yeah.
I don't do that to White
Gross.
Chris. No, only to Black Chris. No, I ain't kissing White Chris on the lips.
No, that's
Well,
racist.
not since he was 2. I gave that shit up about 2.5. I know I did. Tried to kiss him on the lips first day of high school, but he wouldn't go for it. Just he fought
That's some
me.
Jerry Lawler shit.
Fought me off, man. I don't know what the hell was up with that. Yeah, damn 9th grade, son. Grow up. Show some love to Papa. Crying out loud. There we go. See, we're gonna get rid of all the viewers eventually.
So we talked about rape, tits, pedophilia. What else is on the list?
Pussy's been covered. Pussy stuck its ugly head out here just a minute ago. Tried to come back. We wouldn't let it. Put your head back, Pussy. Not gonna do with. So how bad did you? I know you watched the 25th anniversary.
I tried to, but thanks to Spectrum, I couldn't because it rained in my neighborhood, and for some reason, even though it's cable, I can't get good reception when it rains.
You've seen the Spectrum.
Unreal.
You know you're bullshit. You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Spectrum Dummy says you're lying because the Spectrum Dummy says that only DirecTV goes out during a rainstorm.
I know, and I tweeted to him too. I said, "Man, I used to have DirecTV. It wasn't this bad."
Does the Spectrum Dummy have his own account? I didn't know.
No, I tweeted Spectrum.
Spectrum in general. Well, ask for the dummy. The dummy's the one making shit happen around there. And he just said you couldn't watch wrestling. That's brutal.
Yeah, I missed at least half of it.
God damn. Now, we have been through some absolute teetle-toe fucking monsoons over here. Teetle-toe tucking. Total tea fucking monsoons over here. I think what I wanted to say. And never has our cable picture or internet ever been affected due to rain. Now, lightning, of course, fuck with it a little bit. But no, did you see the opening with Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Kind of. It was really blotchy and skippy, but I saw him stun Vince McMahon.
Is that a new show on Fox?
What?
Blotchy and Skippy is that a new show on Fox?
It's replacing Itchy and Scratchy.
It's the Blotchy and Scrappy show.
See, Disney is doing more with the Simpsons. Yeah. You didn't give them enough credit.
Yeah, Blotchy and Blotchy and Skippy.
They already have spinoffs.
I'd actually tune into that once. Blotchy and Skippy.
Well, as passionate as you are about Tom and Jerry, I could see.
Oh, I love Tom and Jerry. The old ones,
ones.
Not them fucking new ones. I don't want those new ones. If I hear a left and a right channel on the sound, I'm going to lose my fucking mind because it shouldn't happen. It's mono. It's mono, bitches.
It's got to be shitty.
Got to be shitty sound. Mono, 8-channel mono. I will not accept anything more.
Bought an expensive as stereo just so he can listen to shitty
if I hear Jerry in the right channel and Tom in the left, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I will not have that shit. I will change the channel fucking immediately. Fuck Boomerang. If Boomerang shows anything made past 1969, they should be shot in the fucking head. Now there's my editorial on Boomerang. If I see another fucking Johnny Bravo show on Boomerang, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
Wow.
Indeed.
What a rant.
Yeah,
well,
you want to rant, guys?
Jerry.
I'm ranting on Boomerang. I don't talk much about wrestling, but don't get me going on my old cartoons.
Well, speaking of Tom and Jerry, what do you think Vince McMahon plans to do with the new company he started, Alpha Entertainment?
Does anybody know what the company is?
A lot of people say he's rebooting the XFL.
Is. Well, you spoken and I didn't hear you because I was speaking. So try it again.
A lot of people say he's rebooting the XFL. I think there's something more to it, though. He could still be rebooting the XFL, but I think he has a bigger plan for it.
Could be something.
Terrible idea.
Could be something to it, because during the segment you never saw was Stone Cold Steve Austin. By the way, Stone Cold never spoke. He was out there for approximately 15 minutes and he never said a word.
Oh, I did see when Vince McMahon gave him a hug, and then he started to leave the ring, and for some reason he stopped. Because nothing happened. And then he turned around and decided to give him another hug, and then took a stunner. I thought that was kind of
the music stopped, which told Vince maybe Steve not leaving after all, because the music stopped. Okay. And that's what we call in the business a time cue. And so when the music stops, Vince, you stop and wonder why the music stopped. And then he turned around, got another hug, and they banged beers again. Sorta. They actually didn't, but they tried, because Vince he's too goddamn white for the wrestling business. He has no timing at all. And the stunner he took last night was horrible, but it was among the top 5 he's ever took, because he always fucks up the stunner. Always.
That first one was really, really bad.
Well, the one on Shane.
No, the first one that Vince took ever.
First one on Vince
when he laid down.
Oh, watch the highlight package. It's like watching Jenga stacks crumble. There's just no rhythm, no timing. It's like he's never heard of the stunner before. And even I've took a few from various wrestlers that wanted to try and get themselves over. And if my big fat ass can take a decent looking stunner, and I've done it many times, I'm thinking, how the hell can Vince McMahon, and this was back when he was in his 50s, and I was in my 30s, late 30s and 40s when I was taking them. I don't know how you can't get into the ring and say, okay, how do you take a good stunner? And but one of the best was Shane. And he did the one last night where he spit the beer out after he took it.
Shane always takes a good stunner, I think. And
what about the pissed off people at the Manhattan Center who just basically watched, apparently, from what I've heard, some 902 shit, whatever they are?
Oh, the 205 guys.
The little bitty guys. Live. What did I call them? The 902?
Yeah.
10.
So, honestly, though, what do you expect? You had to know that they were going to put on the bigger parts of the show at the arena instead of or at the stadium.
Actually, they didn't. The only thing that the Barclays Center got that they didn't was Stone Cold. They got Undertaker, they got Triple H, they got for whatever reason Matt Hardy and Wyatt, and Wyatt beats him clean straight up in like 5 minutes. All that big fucking build up, and it was nothing.
I think the way they went wrong.
And X-Pac, by the way, my old buddy X-Pac, he got dick. He didn't get. Did you hear it when he came out? He did, and then when Razor Ramon come out, they went to a commercial. I'm going, what the fuck?
I did see that part, and I thought, well, it's going to take him so damn long to get to the ring. They might as well go to commercial.
Been so fucking mad if I'd have been on there, and then I get home, and then I walk out, and they go to a commercial. What the fuck?
I don't. Who do you think can make it? Who do you think can make it to the ring quicker, Razor Ramon or the Iron Sheik?
Oh, Razor by far. They said that when the Iron Sheik came out at that Rumble that they did, they had so far to go that wrestlers were passing him on the way into and from the ring before he ever got there. They thought he was going to win it because they thought by the time he got there, he'd be the only one left. So no, Razor would have the edge. No, yes, there was a pun intended. I started to say there was not. But God, they fucked that show up so bad. I thought of so many different things that if even me and Cornette, or just me, or just Cornette, that would have changed so much shit. And yeah, my buddy's not speaking to me again. He got mad because he accidentally got on the Vince Russo show, and he got mad. So he does. Our relationship lasted 12 days. Being back together, back dating. I was about to give him his Letterman's jacket back and his albums. No, I was going to get them back because I gave them back to him.
Were you going to make him a mixtape?
I still got my cassette deck, so yeah, I could do that. I can make him a mixtape. But I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't waste the time.
You could still fix this.
Well, I don't make him mixtapes. I make him DVDs, and he divulged to me that he's not capable of making his own DVDs. We'll get into that on another show when I'm more pissed at him. Right now, I'm just frustrated with him. I have decided that I'm just not going to tolerate fucking. I was going to call him an 8-year-old. 8-year-olds don't act like that. And 5-year-olds don't, but little spoiled ass 5-year-olds that have bipolar dysfunctions do. And he needs to get some medication for his bipolar problem, because good 5-year-olds don't act that way and carry on 18-year-old grudges that technically smart people don't give a shit about. And stupid people do, because stupid people look for something to bitch about. But I have tried to prove that Russo, whether he says bro or not, is basically a pretty good guy. He fucked up wrestling. Well, good. Don't watch the shit he did, if that's how you feel. It's real easy. There's whoever did these fucking Looney Tune shows and put stereo music in them. I don't watch them. I get mad for a minute. I don't threaten to kill Fred Quimby, who wrote the good ones, and then turned it over as Fred Quimby. And nobody knows that other than Jimmy. And get over it. I mean, goddamn. Why do we have to have an 18-year grudge? He's not going to do anything. We've proven that. That's why the EPO was taken, just in case. And now the new controversy is that if Russo sees him out and Jimmy swings on him, Jimmy better kill him, because Russo's going to take him out. Well, I love Vince. I don't know if Vince is capable of taking Jimmy out. I would give him the edge in a fight just due to health. I think Russo would have the edge. Jimmy gets around worse than me at times. But at least he can walk a fair distance and do all these conventions and shit, so he can make some money.
What if Jimmy had some purple drink?
God, if
Russo's fucked, if Jimmy's got purple drink,
did on the guy in the ring,
we'd all be dead.
And I cannot even remember the guy in the name's ring that drank purple drink. So I remember the purple drink. I remember the gimmick, but I don't remember the guy. So it didn't do him any good.
And then after he beats Russo down, he steals his shoes and walks a mile in them.
Walked a mile in Russo shoes.
Yeah.
I don't think Jimmy can walk a mile. Let's not give him two. But if he had the drink, maybe he could. So, but yeah, that's the shit with me and Jimmy now. He hates it when I talk about him in public, so that's why I'm doing it.
Could you potentially wait and not air the show until I change the logs, please? After this rant, I'm gonna look into buying a gun.
Look into it. I got one in there by that knife.
I'm not
it's a cap gun, but he won't know until he tells me to pull the trigger. So,
Oh, God.
Unless he wants this shit.
Please not even get there. Just forget about this shit.
I had a dream he tried to kill me. Did I tell you about that?
He looked at the camera like he's talking directly to Jimmy. Like, you're gonna send him the link after this.
Yeah. Well, no, I had a dream Jimmy tried to kill me. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Yeah, he came here and I looked out my window and he was sitting on a circular rock porch that I don't have. And look out, there's goddamn, that's a nice porch. Do I really have that? And Jimmy was sitting on it. And I said, well, he's seeing me now. So I wave at Jimmy and Jimmy waves back. I'm going, hey, maybe he's here to apologize and things are going to get better. Now this is before that we had gotten back together for the infamous 12 days, the 12 days of Cornette. And so I go open the door in my dream, not realizing it's a dream because I probably wouldn't open the door. So I open the door and he comes and I'll be goddamn if he doesn't pull a gun out of his pocket and is almost crying and shaking and pulls a gun out of his pocket and is going to shoot me. And guess he was really madder than I was because I didn't want to shoot him. But I woke up before he killed me. So that was good. And then last night, 2 nights ago, because I told Maya a little bit about this, but she doesn't know. So hopefully you or Jeff Lane put a time cue here. This is big. I had a dream that me and Mal Bolin were doing an autograph show at a car dealership. In the car dealership was like an oil change place. Mal Bolin was wearing exactly what's in the big picture that hangs on my wall over here.
It's a red shirt.
Yeah,
black bands.
Yeah, it was on Facebook forever as a cover picture. I think it's still there. And but her red shirt, and I don't know why the fuck we're doing this autograph show, because I know in the dream that Mom's supposed to be dead, and this is the second dream I've had about her, that I walked up and said, hey Mom, aren't you dead? Oh no, Kenny, I'm not dead. And so this was a second dream. So we're in there, and all of a sudden this guy comes in, and I know him. I know his face, but he's wearing a very light colored tweed sport coat, jeans, sloppy professional, if you know the look, kind of like the college professor look, who's real comfortable with his position and just doesn't care what he wears. Well, that's kind of what this guy looked like. He had the jeans, the very light colored tweed, a very thick sport coat. Looked very uncomfortable. I think he's got on hush puppy shoes, whatever. And he's sitting on a stool off to the right, like he's this huge fan who doesn't have the courage to come up and speak. So finally, everybody's left. Everybody's gone. And we're noticing we can't get this guy to leave. And people are starting to get worried about him because he's not saying anything. He's just over there with his hands in his pocket and he's looking around. And now Mom, for whatever reason, is in the waiting room of this area. And Mom apparently calls over one of the staff that's there. They come to me and said, hey, your mom's real worried about that guy. She wants y'all to get him out of here. She's concerned about him. She thinks that he could be trouble. I look over at him, and he's got hair dead like Jimmy Cornette's. So picture Cornette's hair on top of who I'm about to tell you about. And I look at him and say, oh, man, he ain't no fucking trouble. He's just, a fan, a little shy, scared to come up, whatever. And don't worry about him. He's fine. He can walk out the door and the rest of us go. And are you sure your mom really doesn't feel good about him? I said, I'll tell Mom to calm down. So he goes over and tells Mom. Mom looks at me and just shakes her head like, bad decision. So then the mechanic that's there with me, who's going to close up shop and walk us out, he goes off to wash something into a laundry room or something to rinse out mops or whatever the fuck he's doing. And then he yells, Kenny, you ready to go? I said, yeah, let's go. I said, sir, we got to get out of here, man. I said, you ready to go? I'm fine. I'll just go whenever you all go. And I said, well, we're about ready to go. So he comes back out, and then he gets up off his stool, and he's been the most cool cat, relaxed, not a fucking care in the world. And then all of a sudden he gets up off the stool. He pulls a gun out of his coat, gets up in my face and pulls it over, and he's crying and he's shaking, and he holds the gun and turns it sideways the way they do in the movies. And he's shaking. He says, I'm going to kill you. And I said, sir, you don't want to do that, do you? And then I woke up, and then I sat in bed for 2 hours trying to think. I know this guy. I've seen him. Who the fuck was that in my dream? Because something was different about him. All right. Do you know who Anthony Edwards is?
No.
From ER?
No.
He was also the judge in the Menendez trials. Anthony Edwards. He was also in Top Gun. And he's bald. And or you're going to have to look it up, but his name is Anthony Edwards. He was a big star on ER. I'm going to have Maya look. Maya's looking him up now to make sure that I've got his name right. But I'm pretty sure his name was Anthony Edwards from ER. Well, bear with me when Maya sees it. That's him. That guy with Cornette's hair tried to fucking kill me. Him.
Oh my God, that guy would look so strange.
And only he looked older than he does there, but he had Cornette's hair. There's the coat. I don't know if that's the exact coat. But he wasn't wearing that hat, but he had picture him with Jimmy Cornette hair. As a matter of fact, are you able to send that to Jason?
I just did. Check your Facebook.
Check your Facebook if you have that technology. And that is the guy with Cornette's hair, exactly the way Jimmy's is today. So maybe his name was, oh my God, it was Anthony Cornette. A wolf.
Do you think maybe you should see a therapist about this whole Cornette
a wolf in tweed's clothing, apparently. But Anthony Edwards, the star of ER, tried to kill me. And I woke up again. So apparently when I see a gun, I wake up. And that's a good strategy. Never hang around to get shot. But that is the second dream.
Have you ever been killed in a dream?
No, because I wouldn't be here if it had. I mean, I'd be dead.
Do you die if you're killed in a dream?
They always say that if you don't wake up, because I've fallen in many dreams. I've flown and forgot how. I fell out a window. And I remember believe it or not, I have a dream that I remember. I'm not doing a Martin Luther King speech. I had a dream when I was 3 years old that I remember. We lived across the street from Southern States, and I remember I slept in the living room because we had moved in with Grandpa Bolin, right about the time that Mom had married the notorious Johnny. Well, Risen was his name, but we called him the notorious Johnny Bolin on TV. And we'd moved in, and I slept in the living room. And I remember getting out of bed. Guys, you're hearing about me having a dream at 57 and one at 3. This is a fucked up show. And
but you can't remember my name. I don't know how you do it.
I don't even know who you are.
Your memory's so fucked up.
So I go to the bedroom window and I lean out and look out the window. And of course, as far as I'm concerned, I'm awake because it feels real. because I woke up out of bed to go lean out the window. And I lean out the window. Now, remember, we're only about 1 story off the ground. We're ground floor on the entrance, but on the side window, it drops about 1 story. So I guess there was a basement under us or something. So I lean out the window, and remember, it's about 1 story. I fall out the window, and I hear the sound, oh, all the way down. And I wake up. And I actually did not fall out the window, and I didn't die. But people say that if you crash in your dream, you die. Now, how would anybody know? First of all,
well, you don't dream about it because everything that you dream is something you have seen or experienced, and you've obviously never experienced dying.
Sir, you're dead. How did you die in your dream? Oh, I fell out a window. There's no way to know, Maya. There's no way to document this.
What?
That if you don't wake up in your dream,
no, yeah, I know, no,
you die. There's no way to document this.
No, but
this
there's a way.
stupid.
There's a way to document that you can't dream about dying. Although
I'd go along
in
with
theory. I have dreamed. I have had a dream.
Okay,
of me dying.
I'll top you one. I have had dreams to where I was dead in the dream.
I'll top you one.
No, well, not yet. You won't, because I'm telling my fucking story. God damn.
Fire him.
Yeah, he's close. Maya's even wants you out of here. So then you can top me if you can. I'm in the dream. I'm dead. No one can see me. And I'm thinking, God, this is the coolest goddamn thing in the world. Now, this was during the KBL era.
Oh, that's why you wanted to be dead.
Maybe that's why I wanted to be dead. So it's in the KBL era. I sleep in the basement because I've given Christopher my bedroom upstairs. And I like the basement better anyway, because that's where Sports Center was. There was 17 televisions down there. I was just happier there. 5 recliners, mini fridges full of drinks, happy place. And but I have a dream that I'm dead, and I think it's cool as shit that I'm going around and people can't fucking see me. I can fuck with whoever I want. If I want to walk up and slap a girl in the ass, I can do it, and ain't nobody can do anything about it. It's a cool fucking thing. Well, I wake up. I want you to know that I was awake for the better part 30, 40 minutes, maybe a little longer, that I thought I was still dead. I thought, God, I'm just going to get up and go fuck with people today, I guess. I don't know. It's weird that I get to stay here and sleep in my own bed, but, fuck, I'm dead. So, but for 30, 40 minutes, I thought I was dead, and I've done that twice. But the worst dreams I've ever had, I've had 2 to where I dreamed that Chris died in car wrecks. Those are fucking nightmares. I don't wish those on anybody, because you wake up crying. You wake up thinking they're real for a period of time. I've had dreams where I thought my car was stolen. Those are pretty sad. And you go, look out your window, and there it is. Or that it was destroyed or wrecked or whatever. I've had a lot of those.
You ever had a dream that your teeth fell out?
No, but it did happen in real life. Bitch. Did you ever had a dream that your brain fell out? Did you ever have a dream that keep talking and you're going to end up in a ditch? Spectrum dummy. So top it, big boy.
I have a dream that I'm on a podcast I wish would end.
All right, that's it. You're fired.
Welcome to reality, motherfucker. How long have we been going?
About an hour and a half.
What? I told you to end this in 45 minutes.
Well,
all right, you're fired.
That was my cue.
Where was the 45-minute cue? Or the 55-minute one? What are you doing over there? All you got's a fucking cat.
When you see my cat come in the room, that's when it's time to go.
We should end it. Pussy time.
I have my kid in the other room. I say, set a timer, 45 minutes. Throw the cat in the living room.
The problem with the first show, it wasn't me. I'm going to my Donald Trump.
And I want to say, I did a show with Ken Shamrock today. It wasn't me either.
that remains to be seen. I don't think the problem was Maya. Her and I have done thousands of hit shows with you. I think the problem is the guy that don't want to be on the goddamn shows to begin with. I think Prince Bolin's the fucking problem. He don't want to be here. He never likes anything. I've never heard him say, great show.
Every time you say something, he shits all over
of course. You
could say it's a beautiful day and he'd go, motherfuck.
Yeah, it ain't that pretty.
Are you sure he's your son and not Jimmy's?
Sunshine and 7. You know what? You might be onto something.
I do got to say, no one's ever criticized me for sitting still before.
It happened yesterday. Didn't I accuse Chris of Jimmy being his stepdad? Yeah, Jimmy was a stepdad. Yeah, you're just like your stepdad. What?
Mr. Constant.
Yeah, well, it was a lonely trip in Texas. We were bored.
Before we go,
wasn't that far.
Before we go, Mr. Constantine, do I have your permission to release that episode?
The previous one?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But do we want to make it a bowling alley and make this one part 2? What do we want to do?
I think that's just going to be a
YouTube special.
Yeah, you can't call it a lost episode because we aired it the next day.
Yeah, we lost it. We lost the courage to air it, is what we did. Yeah, make this the real show, and leave this in. Make this the real show, and we will put the other one in a can and then air it in a few days, a week. Let's let this one. We don't want that shitty show to compare with this shitty show, or compete. That I meant to say. So, and no one would have known if I hadn't exposed that I meant to say compete instead of compare. So we don't want to have 2 shows competing with each other because, see, I do Bucket Full of Chicken next, and then this show airs the same fucking day. So there I am, my pretty face is on 2 shows, and the fans don't know what to watch.
I'm trying to log into my Snapchat, and I'm putting the fucking password in, and it won't work, and I keep trying, and I just realized I was listening to you, and I was typing compete over and over.
Compete. That's not your password? Well, goddamn. Well,
I keep wanting, motherfucker, why did I fucking change
that kills it for a lot of people that were trying to hack into Maya's account. Compete.
It's not compete.
Yeah. That does not compete. That was my robot thing.
No nudes for you.
No nudes. No, none for you. Well, yeah, let's do that, and we'll leave this shit in so people can see how disorganized we actually are.
And I'm looking forward to being on Bucket Full of Chicken next this Friday with you to advertise the show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that. You want to bet?
That's brutal. I guess we could add you. Yeah, we could do that.
That'd be nice. I was just kidding, but yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to.
Not? Let's do that.
And you know what? There is something I've been wanting.
That means you got to be up at 10 this morning to do the show because that's when I do it.
This morning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
This morning's already over. I guess I could.
11. Well, 10 the next morning. 10 tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Because Russo gets up at 8 in the morning to do them. So it would be kind of short notice. But I guess I don't see any harm in bringing you on for a few minutes. I mean, we got to do our shit, but maybe bring you on at the end of the show about 10:30. What I'll do is I'll send you the email link, and if he thinks we got time for it, but I think it would be a good idea to promote that we're finally releasing a bowling alley. And after shutting down in November, December.
Oh, hey, I want to tell you something real quick. We were talking about the.
Tell me shit, but you can ask me something.
We were talking about the lady who does the tarot readings and how she was on my show a while back, and we were talking about those.
And Mama Cass.
And ate Mama Cass. She ate a ham sandwich and died.
She did say that a lot of people don't know, but this show was supposed to start on January 6th. When I talked to her, it was right before Christmas. It aired on January 1st.
Yeah, we were supposed to air January 6th, so we're only a couple weeks late.
And she told me during that there was going to be a delay in the show. It wasn't going to start on time.
I'm way worse than Brian Last at being on time. That's for damn sure. But at least I air quality shows that people want to hear and see. So they tell me. Now, Russo said the fans were begging for the show. I said, really? Why? I've been doing them for 14 years. There's plenty of old ones. Go back. I mean, surely they forgot what we did. Just go back and watch an old one. Act like you never saw it.
You did forget. So.
I forgot. Surely they did. I don't remember them. I didn't do that show. When did me and Cornette do a show about gun control? That never happened. So, yeah. So, yeah, I don't see that being a big deal. I'll let him know and send me your email address so I can send it to Russo so he can send you the link.
Okay.
And I'll just tell him you want to come on for a few minutes, either at the beginning or the end of the show to promote the bowling alley.
If we do it at the end, that would be better.
Well, good. We'll bring you out at the beginning, dictator. Calling all the goddamn shots. Yeah, the end would probably work when we're promoing shit anyway. You know, hats, and all that. So yeah, let's do that, and that way you get some podcast one experience too. See if you can fuck that up. Ken Shamrock show was great. Yeah, right. When's that air, by the way?
That'll be out on Monday.
Video or audio?
It'll be audio. And on that episode will be a Swiss comedian who now resides in the UK named Fran Kissling. That should be a good time too.
And if you say so. All right. Fran Kissling, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Maya almost took a baby home with her the other day. Little baby's name? Kipling.
Actually, I do have an announcement to make.
Oh, God. Here it comes. I'm a grandpa.
Well, okay, Jason, I'll need to let you into this. We were out with a friend and her baby's called Kipling, and I was playing with the baby.
Jason's the only one you haven't let into this, so go ahead. I finally got
Jason, you're a father.
Took me 99 minutes, but I got a zinger in tonight.
No, and then we came home and Kenny asked me, he said, I need to tell you guys something. I want to be a grandpa.
I did.
And I was like, this is gross.
It took me an hour and a half to tell you because y'all wouldn't sit down and focus and put your phones down and cooking, and y'all wouldn't sit down and let me tell you this was a serious moment. I've never once said I want to be a grandpa ever.
Okay.
And then after Maya playing with little Kipling and packing him around and the little kid hitting on all the women, I was like, oh, that could be my kid.
He was flirting with all the women. It was really cute. But anyway, so Chris and I talked about it, and we have an announcement to make. We are willing to compromise with that shit idea of yours to have a fucking kid.
Yeah.
As long as we name him Tadeusz.
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 Me and Tadeusz would be offended if you didn't name the little fucker Tadeusz. Because every time I'd be ready to get rid of him when he'd want to come see Grandpa, just like Pookie does, I'd say, hey, Tadeusz, amigos, get him out of here. I'm sick of him. Little shit, he just shit on me.
That's when you get to keep him.
Yeah. Pookie pisses on me and the kid shits on me. That'll be a great grandpa thing.
You asked for it.
I did. I guess I did. No, that kid was cute as hell, man. I rarely see little babies I like. I think one of my 7.
Usually they're about 6 or 7 before
yeah, they're close. Little Kimmy, one of my 8 girlfriends, little Kimmy is 4.
Oh my God.
You really think they would watch this whole show to get
not
to this?
Air this.
Yeah, you really think any of them are going to watch this whole show to get to that part?
And by the way, just so you know, I don't know how to edit this. This is all up to Chuck. So if you leave it in, don't look at me.
As a matter of fact, I remember Vanessa used to just die that I would talk about my 7 Asian girlfriends.
Oh my
and
God.
didn't really think it was a shoot. So I dumped EJ though. EJ, you're gone. Off to Arabia for you.
Arabia, where's that? Is that in Lockportia?
Saudi Arabia. Sodomize Arabia. That's where Enzo's going to be. Sodomize Arabia. Yeah, that's where Enzo's going to be hanging out.
Lots of hind liquors there.
They got 2 words for you. Bend over.
Well, that's what the girl said he did.
What's up, Chris? Chris
There's
says
Black
he
Chris
needs to
is
get
back
to
in.
work.
Yeah, Black Chris. Come here, Black Chris. I love my little Black Chris.
We love him a lot more in black.
Oh God, the white one sucks. The white one just fucks
You're
up
the
every show I do.
one.
Yeah, and he's always ready to do a show. The other one never wants to do one. Bitches from the time he gets on the mic. 2 guy comes up 4 times a day and just looks for mics and just looks for something to do. And I'll just be up here working. He'll jump up. We doing a show, Daddy? And no, we're not doing a show yet. But all right. So let's plug some shit. Buy my stuff. You see my beautiful book. Did you actually buy that? You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
You actually paid money for that?
And I was supposed to get headphones with it, and it never came.
What headphones? Do you buy headphones?
I called you out on it on the radio, and you said, well, the book was properly titled.
You didn't get them because you didn't pay for them. $19.95 don't get you book and headphones. Where did you? What promo code did you have for that?
I was supposed to get some kind of earbuds or something.
Oh,
and right. Then you said something about it. It was too much to ship or something.
That's what you're wearing now. Grab me here. They're right here, motherfucker. Just come and get them. There they are. Here you go. You can have 2. No, that's a patch cord. All right. Well, you can have that too. Patch cord.
Yeah, I need that.
Earbuds. There they are. You see them? I just forgot to mail them.
Jason,
Maya.
when are we going to be invited to that shit house of yours?
Well, I need to do some cleaning first, but
Your house looks perfect.
Well, no, the living room looks perfect. The
Put
rest
that
of it
cat
looks
to
like a
work.
fucking ghost lives there. I guarantee you, because a ghost does live there, from what we're told. Well, Russo's going to be pissed because we went over the 45-minute time limit.
All right, bitches, I'm out of here.
All right, get out of here. Go fuck a ghost.
I'm not going to fuck a ghost.
A ghost is going to fuck you. That's how it works.
I'm going to sodomize Arabia.
They actually sodomize Arabia. They actually think they have a ghost upstairs. You think you have a ghost.
mm-hmm.
So
no, I know I have a ghost.
You know you have a ghost. Chris Bolin, come over here. We figured out the problem.
What's the problem?
It's that Black Chris does way better on these shows than White Chris does.
Oh,
Black Chris has been marvelous. He's been very supportive. He's chimed in only when needed, and which is like 3 times. And but White Chris is just, he's just I think he's 57 and I'm 30 is what I really think the deal is.
He looks it.
And he needs to go live with his stepdad and let both of them just be angry together. And that's all I got to say about that. And
I want to play.
Here's something brand new. What the fuck? No, don't blame Cal. He didn't do it. You did. No, you did it. What?
The mason jar broke.
The mason jar. The Masons, not the Freemason jar. That's my racist jar. I drink grape drink in that. Well, I did. Unfucking believable. Well, being as I can't drink my drink no more, the new and improved Beats Pill XL. Don't pay no attention to the Facebook logo. That's the Beats. And that's a badass mofo right there. That son of a bitch gets loud. It's got a handle. See me holding it like that? It's got a handle. Got all your buttons there. These are brand new. I've only got a few of these in. The mini Beats Pill, the small one that I've been selling for $59.95, we have lowered that to $49. And this big bad mofo, I was going to sell for $99. We actually sold a few at $99, but my distributor gave me a better deal if we would buy more. So we're going to sell these for $79.95, the wireless Bluetooth Beats Pill XL. Never sold them before except for to close friends. You can't have one. And so we'll... So those, and we got the hats. Maya, hand me out. Is there a hat? Get a hat everywhere. There's a hat. All right, we got the hats there. Maya just hit the mic.
Sorry.
And those have been lowered to $19.95. We're repeating a lot of shit because we don't know where and when the other show will be seen. And the Bolin Media microphones. Can we see that one there? Is it in camp? There we go. The Bolin Media mics are what the fuck? Are $49.95, and then the Monster Intune Beats, not Beats, but the Monster Intune headphones are $79.95.
Like he has a squid on his head.
I don't have a fucking squid on my head. Hang on here. Let me model this. Let me model this right.
Apologize for Jeff Lane every time you cuss.
Nope.
No, we cussed extra just to upset him.
All right, I got to take the headphones off. All right.
Oh, just in case nobody else did, I want to lean in here and say congratulations to Vince on becoming a granddad. He just posted that on.
Yeah, I saw that. We did not. No, nobody cared, but I'm doing his show in the morning, 10 a.m. So, yeah. So congratulations, Vince, on being a granddad. My these two little non-sperm producers won't make me one, so I guess I'm fucked. I'm stuck with Choco.
Sorry,
You're
Jeff.
getting Tadeos.
And there's the hat, $19.95. The hoodies, got a few of these left, $59.95, bitches. And this is an old shirt. You don't want this one, but you can buy a new one. Can you see it in the background there? Okay, you can get a new one for $25.95 shipped in all sizes except for the ones I don't have in stock. There you go. That ought to hold the little motherfuckers for a while.
Sorry, Jeff.
All right. I don't think Howdy Doody said that, did he, or did he? I don't think Howdy Doody said that. All right. See how much of this shit airs. All right. I'm done. How about you? Your mic went dead.
I forgot. I had to cough and I hit the mute.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like anyone gives a shit. After this show, you're worried about someone hearing you cough. Good God. All right. Well, you know what they say.
Well, you can hear my podcast at wedon'thavecookies.com or look for it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere I just said earlier, and the Facebook page, We Don't Have Cookies.
You used me to get on this show so you could plug your own shit.
And now I'm never coming back.
So people would actually know where the fuck you are now that I'm a big podcast 1-star. And you just used me like Enzo Amore over in Sodomized Arabia. Well, he's going to be a big deal over there. I'll promise you that. He'll be a hero. So until next time, folks, I did say good day.